All right, so what should you do on vacation, right? I wanted to read my response to one of the emails that I got. One of our members is going on a prolonged vacation. It's about 30 days long. And so my whole philosophy is if it's a short vacation, well, that's easy, right? Because it's not a big deal. You're going to go, you're going to enjoy it. And then as soon as you're back, you're right back on track, all that fun stuff. But things change when it's about 30 days long because, well, you can undo a lot of progress in 30 days. And so I wanted to kind of give you what I told her, and maybe it'll help you as well if you're somebody who has a prolonged vacation. But the first thing I want to talk about is what do you do if it's not a prolonged vacation? Right now, as you guys know, I'm a pretty strict guy, and obviously we have standards and rules and various things like that. But when it comes to vacation, you worked your butt off all year for that, right? It's something that you need to enjoy, and it's not something that you do on a very frequent basis. And so my whole philosophy is always, don't make yourself sick eating. Enjoy a fun meal, try to stay on track for most of the day, and then, when time comes to have a fun meal, or you can, just not make yourself sick eating and enjoy the foods that you want, but understand that some water weight's going to come with that, and just go into the vacation knowing that, right? Have the expectation of that. But when it's prolonged, it's a little different because we have to be a little bit smarter. We have to be a little bit strategic. And so the same kind of principles apply, but now it's more so of sticking to the KLD structure, right? Which is a protein, a veggie, and a fat, and trying to incorporate that in most of your meals. And so what I told her was this, okay? I'm just gonna read it from my email because that's the easiest way to do it. I said what I would do is eat the foods on the list most of the day and then have a fun meal on vacation. Obviously, you won't be able to track very accurately, but you can get a pretty good idea from the experience that you already have. Meaning, you already have experience tracking your food, measuring your food. And so the reason we do it that way is so that you can actually keep the weight off when the time comes and you don't want to track your food anymore. Well, you train your eyeballs. That's how you do it, right? And then you stick to a protein, a veggie, and a fat. And if you're following the structure, I would do a coffee, a meal, and then I would skip the other meal and the coffee to have your fun meal, depending on how you want to do it, right? For her, this is her 35th wedding anniversary. That's why she's going on this vacation. And so it's a pretty big deal, right? But you would knock out those other two meals to make room for your one fun meal. That doesn't mean that you splurge and go insane, right? You still don't want to make yourself sick. You want to have your meal and that's it. And then she, there was a response and all that stuff. And basically what I told her, and this is what I'm telling you, is when you go on a prolonged vacation and you can't necessarily track your food with the most accuracy, but you want to stay on track, I said, this is perfect practice for what life will be like once you achieve your goal, right? So now you get to prove to yourself, hey, when I'm done achieving my goal, what are my actions going to be like, right? Because vacation, right, if you think about it, that's like achieving your goal. You're like, freedom type of thing. Well, what are you going to be like once you achieve your goal? Are you going to go absolutely insane? Are you going to make yourself sick eating? Are you just going to forget everything that you learned? Hopefully and probably not. So this is great practice for that. And so now you get to prove, hey, everything that I've been doing up to this point has been leading me to this moment. How am I going to respond? All right, and put that into practice. And if you do great with it, awesome. Now you know that what you've been doing has been working. If it doesn't go so great, guess what? Now you know you need a little bit more time to practice it. So all this to say, I definitely want you to enjoy your vacation. I don't want it to come off at all like that, right? But when it's a prolonged vacation, we do have to be a little bit smarter. And so have that coffee, have your first meal, right? Which is your protein, veggie, and fat. Make it super healthy, super, protein dense. And then knock out your other two meals so that you can save room for your fun meal. Doesn't mean that you're still not gonna, have some water weight or whatever, but it's vacation. Enjoy it. Just have that expectation. It's a lot better, trust me. It's a lot better, than what would happen if you didn't care at all, if you just had a free-for-all for 30 days, right? So anyways, I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you find that helpful. If you did, please share this with a friend. And yeah, just let me know how you liked it. Hope it helps.